Well, a warm welcome to today's talk, Saturday the 19th of November. Now, the G20 leaders have been making plans in Bali for the next pandemic, but the problem is they don't know what the next pandemic is going to be. Is it going to be caused by a prion disease, a viral disease? If so, what sort of virus? I mean, we expected the next pandemic to be an influenza virus, but it wasn't. It was a coronavirus. These things are difficult to anticipate. Could it be a bacterium for which there's antibiotic resistance? Could it be a protozoa? We don't know the nature of the virus or the bacterium or the infection that causes the next pandemic, so it's a bit hard to see really realistically how we would plan for it till we know the transmission characteristics. And yet that's what they're doing. And the lack of knowledge that they're demonstrating of future infectious diseases really does concern me quite a bit. Now, you can get this from anywhere. Now, obviously, I've gone directly to the original sources as far as I can. This is published by the European Union Council, where you can download the full declaration there. And you'll be pleased to know that the US version from the White House seems to be exactly the same. So at least they're singing off the same hymn sheet. But let's get straight down to it. So G20 basically are the main countries, in the economic countries in the world that we know of. Now, section 22 of their declaration, we recognise that the extensive COVID immunisation is a global public good. That's their statement. It's not put up for debate. It's simply presented as a statement. Now, some of you might disagree with that or think that's questionable, but they don't seem to want to debate the matter. It's simply presented as a fact. So we have to look up and say, oh, thank you, world leaders, for letting us know. We didn't know that. Thank you. We appreciate the information. Going on, this is on to section 23 now. We recognise the need for strengthening local and regional health product management capacity. Yeah, we should produce health materials locally. I absolutely agree. They then say we support the WHO mRNA vaccine technology transfer hub. Now, of course, we can't say too much about this, but the WHO is run by a former Ethiopian non-medical academic politician, and mRNA technology is reasonably recent, but they support that. We acknowledge the importance of shared technical standards and verification methods to facilitate seamless international travel. So we all have to have the same technical standards and verification methods to facilitate seamless international travel. Let's hope that there's no problem travelling if we don't meet their criteria. Interoperability and recognising digital solutions and non-digital solutions, including proof of vaccinations. Okay, are they talking about this pandemic? It seems like they're probably talking about the next one, but they want this universal electronic method. Now, I'm no expert in electronics, of course, but it would seem to me that if you can put one criteria on your electronic device, it's quite easy to put another criteria on your electronic device. So if there's particular groups of people and you wanted to monitor their travelling or restrict their travelling, I suppose you could probably do that with a click of a button. This has got clear implications in my mind, apart from the fact they don't know what the next pandemic is going to be. Let's move on. That should capitalise and build on the success of existing standards and digital COVID-19 certificates. So again, should build on the success, they are claiming, of the existing standards for digital COVID-19 certificates. Again, no debate, it's a success. Listen, it's a success. Don't argue, it's a success. I'm just telling you. We have the authority, we're telling you, it's a success. Moving on to 24. Point 24, part 24. The COVID pandemic has accelerated the transformation of the digital ecosystem and the digital economy. Certainly true. We recognise the importance of digital transformation in reaching the strategic development goals. Don't really know what they're talking about, actually, but that's what they're saying. Anyway, they're saying digital transformation is important in reaching their development goals. I'm not sure why we need it transformed, but there you go. We also reaffirm the role of data for developing economic growth and social well-being. So the role of data about us all, presumably, and our vaccination status for this new pandemic order of the world that they are anticipating. Then there's a new bit here that kind of done an update here. So the full thing's there. This is directly from the people themselves. Do go and check it out. Yeah, it's there. Go and check it out. But let's see what they're saying. What they are saying is, where am I? There I am. Endeavour to move towards interoperability of systems, including mechanisms that validate proof of vaccination, is what they want to see. So I guess we're all going to be on this sort of international database thing, is their vision. Whilst respecting the sovereignty of national health policies and relevant national regulations such as person data protection and data sharing. Okay, good luck with that. Now, Indonesia's health minister. I'll just play a clip of this, actually. We actually have it. I have a clip of this guy talking here. Let me go on to him. Let me go on to him now.
So let's have a digital health certificate acknowledged by WHO if you have been vaccinated or tested properly, then you can move around. So for the next pandemic, instead of stopping the movement of the people 100%, which clogged the economy globally, you know, you can still provide some movement of the people. Indonesia has achieved, G20 country has agreed to have this digital certificate using WHO standard, and we will submit into the next World Health Assembly in Geneva as the revision to international health regulation. So hopefully for the next pandemic, we can still see some movement of the people, some movement of the goods, and movement of the economy. So,
well, there you go. That is all really quite simple, isn't it? And I hope you managed to understand that, because he explained it in a nice, relaxed way. Now, I believe this guy is a former banker. I haven't checked him out in detail, but I think he's a former banker. So there you go. Now a health minister in Indonesia. On a completely separate matter, you know, next time I'm down in London, I must pop into the Bank of England and advise them on global international economic strategy, having spent my entire life in healthcare. And then on the way back, I'll probably pop into Farnborough and give the military pilots a bit of advice on how to fly aeroplanes, having spent my entire life in healthcare. I'm sure I can contribute and get it all worked out within a few minutes. Anyway, back to the topic in hand. This is Indonesia's health minister, Mr. Sadikin. G20 countries should adopt a digital health certificate using WHO standards. I'm not quite sure who voted for the WHO. I can't remember voting for them, but there you go. Let's have a digital health certificate acknowledged by the WHO. I'm sorry about traumatizing in this way. I can actually feel the... Let's carry on. If you've been vaccinated or tested properly, who decides what properly is? Who decides what the vaccines is? The WHO just seem to decide all this. We just sit there and say thank you. Oh, then you can move around, which of course is very gracious of Mr. Sadikin. And this looks like it's up for the next gig of the World Health Assembly. They seem to have already made a start on this, actually. So this is, again, we want to go to the original data sources as much as we can. Oh, that was the thing on Twitter there. Here's the WHO have already made a start on this last year. Digital documentation of COVID certificates, vaccination status, technical specifications and implementation guidance. But it looks like for the next pandemic, it should be a bit more than guidance. Of course, we don't know what the next pandemic is going to be of. You know, I think I might start giving some lectures on ancient Chinese history as well, having spent my entire life in healthcare. It can't be that hard, can it? You know. basically I could talk authoritatively and patronising on anything, really. Sure, you could do the same. Yeah. Right, okay. We believe this is involving scan codes and these squarey things I don't understand. Oh, this chap here from the World Economic Forum chairman also attended the G20 gig. Don't know much about the World Economic Forum. I think these are the guys that meet in in Davos in Switzerland, and let's just say I haven't been invited. Now, from a doctor in Austria, just emailed a couple of days ago. Now, I'm not going to give you this guy's name. I give you my word, I know who it is. It is a genuine email. It's currently a very emotional situation in my hospital and in general hospitals in Austria. Because many of us in the healthcare sector are more or less forced to get a 4th vaccine dose. Even in my case as a physician who's received 3 doses and 1 infection just 6 months ago. Now, if he's had an infection 6 months ago, this physician will have mucosal compartment immunity, which the vaccine does not give, and yet his authorities are insisting on another vaccine. The rule is that if the last vaccination is more than 1 year and or last infection more than 6 months ago, you either have to test all 72 hours or get an additional vaccine dose. If not, you are at risk of having to pay a fine or might even get fired. Why are sophisticated European countries like Austria behaving like this to their own medical staff? Very strange. Anyway, sounds like pretty good news. World Economic Forum and the World Health Organization have got our health in hand for the next pandemic, and our role is to say thank you very much. But seriously, thank you for watching.